Hi kitty, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's almost the end of the year and actually time flew by in my opinion. Yesterday was my 6-month anniversary of my budgeting journey as well as this channel. So I made a blog post about 6 things that I learned in these past 6 months. If you want to check that out, the link to my blog is in the description down below. But if you haven't been with me for that long, let me introduce myself. My name is Quinta and I am a full-time college student. On this budgeting channel, I am working on improving my financial life and creating a debt-free life with the Kakeibo Method, and I am also using the cash envelope method to save the little amount that I have. I upload every Wednesday and Sunday, and if you like this content, I would ask you to please subscribe and join me on this journey. And if you're a regular cutie, hi! Welcome back and thank you for all these wonderful months together. Your comments really make me smile and your support means the world to me. But for this video, I want to make the next 6 months or the next year count, and as an improvement on my journey, I want to calculate the cost of some purchases I want to make next year and how to plan for those for the future and the future bills that I have. So today I will do a yearly breakdown for any bills, subscriptions, or items that I would like to have next year. And if you want to join me in this, there will also be a link to my free printable down in the description that I'm using if you want to write with me or do the same yearly breakdown before the festive season begins. But without further ado, let's get started. So for today, let's grab my pen and my trusty Casio. So for today, I will use this printable that I made. You can also download it down in the description. There will be a link to my blog and there will be a PDF to this printable. But you could also just use like a regular notebook. You don't have to use this breakdown. Just use a regular notebook if you don't have a printer. It works exactly the same, and I will go by each point to explain what I'm going to do. I am going to do a step-by-step video, so if you've done this before, you might be familiar with the steps. And if you did do this before, this is my first time, so maybe if you have any tips or feedback, then I would be happy to hear those, so leave those in the comments down below. But for people like me, again, I've never been prepared like this in my life when it comes to bills. So it might be nice for someone else to have someone to write along with and see the steps that they are doing for their own bills. So throughout the year, last year, I kind of wrote down some subscriptions I would like, or some items that I would like to purchase, and I made a little wish list on the side. Some of them are like future bills or things that are like necessary for me next year. So those are the first 5 that I have, and others are for like my channel and my blog that I would like to invest in. But I do want to do the yearly subscription because it's a little easier. So those are these 4. And then, wait, let me zoom you guys in a little bit. There we go. Now you can see a little better. I also want to have my pet neutered, which is going to be another, well, rather expensive trip to the vet. And for myself, I would like to have a new wallet. And one of the last things that I would like, but isn't really a necessity, for me to have within 2023 is my therapy copay. But I'm just going to add that to here anyway, so I can calculate a monthly savings that I need for in my medical envelope. So if you haven't had any of these wish list items yourself, maybe you should pause the video for a second and maybe ask yourself, are there things that you want to have that are going to like improve your life next year, or things that you want to have to try as a hobby, or bills or services that you had trouble with last year to pay, so you want to get ahead of the game and save up in advance. Maybe any expensive technology that's gonna come out next year that you would like to have. Just write down a little list and see how much that is in what the annual price or what the price of the item would be for that service or item. And I wrote all the annual prices down here. So first you have the top row is like an example, which is also written here if you haven't seen this video and you're just stumbling upon it. So there's still an example for people who don't watch this channel. But for an example, my college tuition is 2,200 euros next year. So if we would divide that by 12, so each month I have to save around the 185 euros each month to save enough. But because my payment is in September, it means that I have only 10 months to save for this. And I also already have 600 euros in my bank account because these are electronic savings, like the top on the college tuition. So I'm not going to actually stuff that, but I still wanted to have that on here to calculate how much I need to save. So if we take 2,200 minus the 600 that I already have in a bank, and we divide that 1,600 by 10 months, which means I should save 160 each month for the next 10 months to achieve this goal. However, I am still going to save up 200 just in case I need other school supplies, and just to make sure that I have a little buffer when it comes to anything college or school related. Next up is my taxes for my water, which is 300, and I'm going to divide that by 12 as well, which is going to be 25 euros each month. And the taxes for my garbage is going to be 25 as well. And even though I'm probably going to have to use a payment plan for next year, I still would like to save something so that I will be able to pay it off in 2024. And I know that's kind of a long stretch, but every euro that I save these years, that makes it easier for me in the future. So that's what I'm hoping for, and that's what I'm counting on. So that's why I'm still going to include these, even though there might be payment plans in the future. My water bill for next year, 2022, is almost saved up. I almost reached my goal, so I'm going to calculate how much it's going to be for 2023, which is going to be, I'm going to round that up to 25 as well, because, no, I'm gonna round that down to 20 because I probably have some leftovers for next year, so I'm just gonna round it up down to 20 a month to make sure that I know how much I have to save, and probably a little bit extra, but we'll see that at the end. Next up is a museum card that I want to have so me and my boyfriend can go to museums free of charge. That's just a yearly fee that you have of around 70 euros. So I'm not going to calculate the whole year because I'm just going to save up 10 euros each month, and then I can save up earlier than a whole year, which is fine. That's the goal. So that's what I'm aiming for. The same goes for TubeBuddy. I don't need to calculate a whole year. I'm just going to set aside 10 euros each month. Grammarly is for my blog. So if we have 330 divided by 12, we're gonna have 10. Nah, I will do that 10 as well, because I do think that I can hustle 10 euros somewhere. So that's also 10 euros a month. WordPress is also going to be 10. And then Canva is also going to be 10, which I'm not going to save for all of these at the same time, just because I don't have enough income at the moment to actually support all these savings. So I'm just going to figure out how many savings I'm going to do each month, and which one I want to prioritize in this list of savings. So next up is neuter cost, which is going to be 15 euros. And because I don't have like 1 or 2 paper euros like the US dollar does, I'm just going to round it up or down with 5 to make it easier for me. So we have 15 on neuter cost, and then wallet I'm going to set aside 10 again, and then it says 400 here, but I already have 100 in the bank, so I'm going to calculate with 300 for now. So if we divide that, not subtract, but divide, there we go. That's also going to be 25. Ooh, I'm sorry. So this is the amounts that I have to save each month to achieve all of these goals for next year. I am going to divide some of them also bi-weekly, even though I'm not being paid bi-weekly, but sometimes I do surveys and they pay out like 10 euros a month, maybe 20 if I'm lucky. But that means that I can put these towards some of these without having too much extra work to do for my income. I think I'm going to do the 20 for the water bill, so that's going to be 10. I think we can do WordPress is going to be 5, and I think Grammarly is also going to be 5. I think that's it, because I'm probably not going to be stuffing bi-weekly very often. So next up I am going to put this to the side a little bit, but you can still, there we go. And I made a little overview, which I did before. There we go. Which I did before for in the beginning of my sinking funds, where every month I write down how much I save per category, and so I don't have to keep looking back in this overview, but just grab my notebook. So this is my new one. I am going to prioritize some over the other just because I don't want to burden myself with too much in the beginning. So therapy is going to be medical cost regardless. So I'm just going to put 25 in that. Just for... No, I'm going to put 30. Because even though I calculated 25, I am already stuffing 30 each month, so that would be enough for me to still maintain my normal life without burdening myself with too much to stuff into my envelopes. I am going to do this until May, because I think 5 months is a good point to evaluate again and see what I would like to stuff, or if I want to continue all the way. Next up, I think I want to do tube body. So we're gonna do 10 here, and for the next 5 months I'm going to do 10 each month. Next up I'm going to do, so I had tube body, I'm just going to put a dot in front so I can see what I had. I think I'm also going to do the museum card, which is going to be 10 each time. And if you looked at this overview, I'm gonna grab it for a second. There is a column with like a check mark at the end, so that if you saved enough for example, tube body is only 50 euros. So if you save this up, you can check it off on your overview, and you can allocate those 10 euros or whatever your savings were for that month. You can allocate that to another goal, so you can kind of snowball all your goals to a point where you just add extras on another goal. Where was I? I am lost. Yes, okay. Let's do taxes for just my water, not my garbage. And we're gonna do 25 for the next 5 months. There we go. So I think for now this is going to be my setup. I'm going to save for these 4, knowing that I will save for tube body within the first 5 months, and then after that I can reevaluate and allocate these 10 euros to another goal. Probably to my museum card, because if I add those 10 to my already existing 10, I will probably be able to save up for this summer, and then I can just go to museums all summer. But for now, this is my yearly overview, and I hope that it's going to work out for me. I have no experience in this yet, so I'm excited to see if it's going to work for me, and if I can achieve all of these goals, or at least half of them. I think that's going to be one of my savings financial goals for next year. But thank you so much for watching. Again, if you would like to have this PDF, it's down in the description box down below. Also check out the blog post that I made on my 6-month anniversary. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.